thing that I've realized over a really long period of time is you've got to stop thinking so hard about what you're trying to do with your life and what you're trying to pursue. Don't think, just do. Because if you think about it all day, you're gonna forget to actually do it, and you're gonna talk yourself out of it when you have no idea what was actually going to happen. A lot of people think about writing books or starting YouTube channels or all these different things, but we talk ourselves out of it. You know that book you thought about writing, but you quit? If you had actually written it, it would have been a #1 New York Times bestseller, and it would have touched so many different people, millions of people. But you gave up, and you talked yourself out of it, and you thought about it instead of doing it. Just think about all of the amazing things that were thought about that could have happened, but stopped there, were only thought about, and were never pursued, or never actually came to fruition. All because somebody talked themselves out of it instead of actually just doing what they thought about and doing what they dreamed of. I really began to think about this a lot more after I published my book. So many people started to come up to me and they were saying things like, I thought about writing a book, but I always thought it would be too hard, or I don't know how to write. I don't know how to write. Nobody really knows how to write. There is no correct way to do that. And that's the same with everything. If you have a dream and if you have something that you want to do, if you have something that you've thought about, don't stop there. Don't stop it just thinking about it. Don't let it just sit in your consciousness. Actually take it out and bring it into the real world and work on it every day. Work on it like your life depends on it. Because in some ways it does. Your life is going to be different if you don't pursue it, and your life could be drastically better if you do. When you want something bad enough, it eventually becomes a part of who you are as a person. It becomes almost synonymous, indistinguishable with yourself. And once you get to that point, there's only a matter of time before you achieve it. At that point, it ceases to become a question of possibility, of what if. It becomes a matter of when and how long. Because there's this point when you realize that you know, even if you have no true success yet, you know that you're going to achieve it. It's just a part of who you are, and it's just a part of your destiny. You're destined to become this person and do this thing. And it can be hard to know exactly what that is. And some people never figure it out, and that's just the hard truth. Some people never figure out what they're destined to be. But it's important to realize that you can't just be lazy and sit on the sidelines. Your life literally depends on you figuring out what that is and what your passion is and what your destiny is. And once you figure it out, there's no turning back. It becomes ingrained with your soul, and you just know that you're going to make it there. And that can sound kind of crazy and irrational. That can sound like it doesn't make sense, like that's not logical, like you can't know what's going to happen. And that's true in a sense, but in another sense, there is almost a piece of you that knows. There's a piece of you that is certain that you're going to make it. So the thing is, some of you hear me right now. Some of you understand what I'm saying, and some of you are calling me crazy, and you're saying, what does this kid think he's talking about? And to the people who don't agree with me, and to the people who don't feel what I'm feeling, I hope that one day you do. And to the people who do hear me and hear what I'm saying and agree with me, I think we both know that we're going to make it to where we need to make it. Because there's no other way.
I said we're wrong, they don't mean nothing to you. All we had to do was touch, and there's no nothing better. What the hell, I bet funny. They go waiting for you, waste to waste and find the time. It's all by your side.